Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Fitness Podcast. It's Monday, and we're back at it. So I found out some interesting information. I saw this thing that came through Instagram the other day, and it was like Ozempic. Everything that comes out about Ozempic, it blows my mind. Or just the GLP-1 agonist receptor drugs for weight loss and diabetes. Like Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, those kinds. And it basically said that the main, like one of the main sources for that GLP-1 agonist receptor or like a derivative is from the Gila monster, which is a large venomous lizard. And the compound comes from the fucking venom of the lizard. And they say that it's like as venomous as the venom is about as venomous as a copperhead rattlesnake. Then I kind of looked into it a little bit, and it was fucking true. That's true. It's like one of the top three sources. And see, I'm gonna pull this up right here. Yeah, check this shit out. This is insane. The Gila monster. Okay, according to the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs Office of Research and Development, Gila monster, a large lizard native to the southwestern United States, they found that this venom stimulates the body's insulin production. It's got a hormone in it called extendin-4, which is basically the derivative, and it basically, it's found in the digestive tract. GLP-1 is found in the digestive tract, and the extendin-4 degrades in the body much slower than GLP-1. So it is a derivative. But it basically, that's what they're using in the drugs. They're taking the venom, and then they're putting the venom in the drugs, and then they're putting the drugs into people, and then the people are losing a lot of weight. So the number one drug worldwide right now comes from a venomous lizard. Godzilla poison. We're doing Godzilla poison for fitness and health right now. Man. Anyways, welcome to the show, guys. I just wanted to let you know. I just thought that was funny as hell. I was like, dude, shit just gets funnier and funnier as you go. You know what I mean? But that's it. Quote of the day. The quote of the day is, be as you wish to seem. And, shout out Michael Milosevsky, old childhood friend from back home. This guy's killer dude. He has it as his bio. He has that quote in there in his bio on Instagram. Shout out Michael Milosevsky. Congrats on the little boy. Beautiful kid. But in any case, great quote. Great freaking quote, dude. And I believe it's from Socrates. It's from Socrates. Because I looked into it to see where that came from, and it seems like it's linked to Socrates, or at least people that were surrounded by Socrates at the time. Great quote. Be as you wish to seem. That's the issue. Most I feel like that is like the issue right now, is that people wish to seem a certain way, and so they do all of this shit to seem this way. They put filters on their pictures, or they XYZ, right? But they try to seem a certain way, and in trying to seem a certain way, they are actually not that thing. And it just seems perfect. I mean, it hits the nail right on the head, is that if you want people to think of you a certain way, just be the thing. And I get that. It's hard to be the thing. To actually be the thing is hard. I can't remember, was it Ronnie Coleman that said this? I think he said something like, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift no damn heavy weights. And that's fucking right, man. That's right. Everyone wants the six pack, but they want to figure out how they can do it in 3 days and 30 minutes. And it just doesn't happen that way. If you want a fucking six pack, you're going to spend 3-4 hours in the gym every day, you know, like working out or just exercising intentionally. It's incredibly difficult, and you're on top of your diet, you know. So, you know, those things are very difficult to do. They're difficult. And, you know, just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's worthwhile. But if you really want it, then you're going to have to square up on that. You're going to have to be as you wish to seem. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, if you could, anytime you're like, man, why do I feel like I have a shit reputation? You know, why do you feel like you have a shit reputation? If you ever have that feeling, like, fuck, man, I have a shit reputation. Or like, I just don't get why people don't believe in me. Why don't people believe in me? You know, like, why don't they believe me? Why don't I get the respect I deserve? Well, maybe because you don't deserve it. Like, have you ever thought, you know, maybe you don't deserve the respect, you know? Maybe you don't deserve the credit because you didn't put in the fucking work. You're not actually doing the thing. So I just feel like, be as you wish to seem. You know, the most interesting people, like the most fascinating people, are the ones not trying to be interesting and fascinating. They really don't care what you think of them because they're just doing the thing that they actually really are interested in doing. And because of that, like, you know, and they always do their best because they just want to become the best at the thing that they really love. And they don't care what you think about that. And then eventually, because they just love doing the thing and they do it so much, it's like impossible not to know about them because of how good they are, because of them doing the thing, being the thing, you know, like, that could be anything. That's not just fitness. Like, look, that's the thing with fitness though. Like, talking about Ozempic, like Ozempic is the not actually being the thing the person wishes to seem. You take Ozempic. If you have diabetes, that's a different story. If you're a special population, that's a different story. If you're 30 and you're 20 pounds overweight and you're taking Ozempic because you don't want to go work out, or you quote unquote have done everything and nothing is working, I've got some questions. You know, for you. That's all I'm saying. You're putting a fucking venomous lizard poison in your fucking body so that you lose weight. And there's so many issues. We talk about it ad nauseum. But I mean, to some degree, it's going to help the fitness industry because so many people are going to be like, you know, have bones cracking and fucking, you know, because they're going to have weak bones, like hollow bones. They're going to have no muscle on them. You know, they're going to be like twigs walking around having a hard time getting themselves off, but at least the clothes fit. So I don't know. But in any case, like, yeah, so that's it. Be as you wish to seem. Do you want people to be like, that's the fit person? Then you have to be the fit person. Being the fit person means just being the fit person. Like, be fitness, man. Like, fitness isn't just something that you use as a tool to get to a place. Like, fitness is a thing that you go and do every day intentionally as part of your day, a non-negotiable, something that you put in your schedule and have integrity and keep integrity on for the rest of your life until you die. And you will live so much of a better life. But will it take a long time? The rest of your life. A lot of times people ask me this. They'll say, Jordan, how long do you think it'll take? And I'm like, now, don't freak out. But, and hear me out on this, the rest of your life. Why? Because you are going to be living for the rest of your life. So that means what you should do, if you're going to be living for the rest of your life, you're going to be living in your own skin, then 10 years means you're still living in your life. And so, like, if it takes 10 years, who gives a fuck? Because 10 years from now, you're still you right now. It's going to feel the same way. Like, 10 years from now is going to feel the same way as right now at this moment. And so if it takes 10 years, then that's okay. And then once you get there in 10 years, it's another 10 years from then. And then another 10 years from then, and then maybe 20, whatever you got left, depending on your age, you know? So that's how long it takes. Fitness, you know, and having a fit body. It's like you're placing an importance and a priority on your body, and moving intentionally on eating healthier foods, fresher foods, really. I hate saying healthier foods because they just slap that on a label. Like fresher foods, real foods. You're cooking at home, like they used to do way back in the Stone Age. You're drinking water. You're just drinking fresh water, with nothing in it, filtered, man, and you're just getting enough. And you're loving yourself. That's the big one too, is that you're loving yourself. Like you're loving yourself enough to do it. You're not willing to inflict unhealthy behavior on yourself because you love yourself that much. You wouldn't do that to somebody that you love. You wouldn't do something negative that could impact somebody's health, if you love them. So like you just do that with yourself, and that really is you being the thing. It's every day, it's every week, it's every month, it's every year, and it's something that you hold a priority. You hold as a priority. Write it down. What are you? I got a question before we get into announcements. I got a question for you. You should answer this question. Ask yourself. What are your top 3 priorities in life? What are the top 3 priorities that you have in life right now? Like right now, maybe what are your top 3 priorities for what you want to become in the future? What would you have to be today and every day moving forward to reach the thing? Ask yourself that question. What are your top 3 priorities? Write them down. It would put you into like the 1% of people out there. And it would be so powerful if you did that exercise just right now. Just ask yourself, like, what are my top 3 priorities in life? It doesn't have to be fitness, but then you be okay that the fitness goes to the wayside because you didn't prioritize it. But you can't prioritize everything. If everything matters, nothing matters. So if you are like, well, Jordan, like it's not that easy. Well, I get that. Look, I just did this. I just wrote out every single one of my responsibilities, all the ones I prioritized them into things that would take roughly an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever per week, right? That are like, these are crucially important that I knock them out to like get to where my goals are. And then I allocated a time amount to it. So again, like 1 to 3 hours, whatever it usually takes. And then I added up all of those hours for all of the main priorities for things that crucially need to get done for like progress moving forward. And it was like over 200 hours for me, over 200 hours a week. I get it. I think that's complex. There's a high level of complexity when like there are things crucially important, like it's a hole in a boat in the middle of the ocean that needs to get fixed. And there's 200 of them, and it will require 200 hours, but you only have so many hours in the week. So what boat sinks? Like I get it. It's difficult. Welcome to life. That's the game. You have to find your way. You have to use tools, build tools to figure out how you manage that. You don't just say, oh, we need less. And the one thing is delegation, okay, of course. But one thing is like hyper prioritization and regular practice on focus. 3 priorities, 3 main priorities. I mean, main priorities. Everything that needs to get done under those 3 main priorities, which ones mean more than the rest? Which ones are like the 5% to get you 80% of the way so that so that you can move forward faster, so that you can get the things delegated or you can get the things simplified or systemized or automated because you're able to move that 80% of the way. But are you mapping out the 200 hours and then saying, what are my 3 priorities, and then creating that list? Are you doing that and writing it down? Can you recite that? That's the same. That's the case with this be as you seem, be as you wish to seem. I love that. I love that fucking quote. Be as you wish to seem, guys. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And it's like as you wish to seem too. It's like not as like Instagram would like you to be, Like, sometimes I'll just get an inspiration. Like I'm a little crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm a manic. I probably have a bit of schizophrenia in me or something. I don't fucking know. I've not looked into it. But like I'll just act on an inspiration. Sometimes I just want to do it. And that fucks me sometimes. A lot of times that fucks me up. It fucks me up because like I've got other stuff going and I got an inspiration and I'm just like, man, I really want to do this. I really want to do this thing. So I'm just gonna fucking do it because I just want to do it. It's like, fuck, I don't want to do it. And it fucks me up, dude. And like I'll just go after that. But like I don't go anywhere specific, but I've made it like part of my life to do things that excite me. And so what are my 3 words? The 3 words that I use to guide my life, basically, right now, are greatness, leadership, and excitement. What does greatness mean? Greatness is just do your best always. Do your best always. Do your best mowing the lawn. If you're going to mow the lawn the best you can with the energy and the resources you have right now. Who's going to see it? Who cares? Do your best. Do your best when you're mopping the floor. Do your best when you're wiping down the toilet. Do your best when you're with your clients. Do your best when you're trying to do things for your fitness. But when you're doing a thing, no matter what level of thing you're doing, do it your best. That's greatness to me. People who just do their best, who take real responsibility for everything they do, who take full ownership for everything they do, but just give effort. Just give effort because they give a fuck about like the outcome of their work, and their work is a representation of themselves, and it's like receipts for them. It's definitely for me receipts for like, okay, I'm a killer. Even though like doubt wants me to not believe that, I'm a killer. I always do my best regardless. So even if your best is 20% today, because that's really your best, then 20% is your best. That's greatness. The second one's leadership. Leadership really is just like, I want to be the leader of my life. And being a good leader means taking extreme ownership and accountability, So self-reflection, constant personal growth, a focus of just being the reason why I win, but also being the reason why I fail, always. If Big Fitness ever becomes a big giant, when Big Fitness becomes the #1 gym in downtown St. Louis to go for open access, this is all stuff that's coming. When that happens, when the podcast is the biggest fitness podcast in St. Louis, and then United States, and let's see where we go. Really just St. Louis is the main goal right now. For fitness. I'd love to talk to every single fitness instructor, every yoga, Pilates instructor that has an awesome story, any fitness person, any coach, any athlete that's in the St. Louis area who has just absolutely dedicated their life to the thing and has a second nature, wild perspective, and real understanding of how human beings progress in the area of fitness, sports, health, well-being, everything. I want to talk to you. I just love doing that. But in any case, like, I want to be the reason why that happens. Leadership. And then number 3 is excitement. So a lot of people, I ask people, what do you want in life? They usually tell me, I want to be happy. What's the #1 thing you'd like in life? And like happy seems to be the word that pops up in most people's head when they say that. So happy. And I say, what does happy mean to you? I say, define happy. Define happy. What is happy to you? And that people have a hard time doing it. And I challenge you right now, if you're listening to this right now, I challenge you, what does happy mean for you? Define that, write it down. Like for me, it's to be excited. It's to be excited. It's to be excited. Oh, what am I doing? What am I working on? If I wake up in the morning, I just gotta be anxious to get to work so I can start the thing that I'm working towards. So the things that like I have in my life that I set in place are things that are like, it's like, is this going to excite me? It almost never has to do with, is this going to make me money? It's like making the money so that I can do the thing is usually the only part that's in there. It's like, I've never been like, how can I like maximize dollars in? It's just like, how can I have the most fun doing the thing that I'm doing right now? How can I enjoy the thing that I'm doing day to day right now and enjoy building and enjoy creating, enjoy chasing all of the ultra runs and like the Ironmans and all this stuff. And I'll give you guys a quick on these announcements of basically what I'm going to be up to here. But in any case, like it's very much that it's excitement. That's happy. I'm happy when I'm excited. Like you can't live in a state of like no anxiety, no doubt, no fear, no pain, no suffering. You just live in this fucking, this like painless bliss, numbness feeling. It's not, that's not happy. That's not happy. I think happy is you put a plan in place to reach a thing that you desire, and you're actively and consistently moving that plan forward day after day, and you're excited to work on that plan. You never have to reach the thing. You never have to reach the thing. I have a quote on my page, like my main message: is something impossible worth pursuing? So if something is impossible, verifiably, like, you're like, I really want to do this thing. And I'm like, yeah, but that's impossible. Verifiably, here's all the facts. You got this fact, this research, that science, all states the thing that you're going to try to do, impossible. But you're like, no, I really have this idea. I really have this plan, this desire, this energy, this motivation right now. I feel like I can do it. No, that's impossible. Is it worth pursuing? Is it worth pursuing? And I would say yes. I would say anything impossible is worth pursuing, not because of the thing that you would achieve at the end of pursuing it, but the person you will become in the process. Like the life that you will live, the experiences that you would not have otherwise had if you did not chase this impossible goal, And so I say, find what's impossible, man. Be crazy, be foolish. Be foolish. Fuck, be foolish. Be foolish to the day you die. Be foolish. Jordan, you should really grow up. You should really grow up. I love that. I always get that from people, because like when I started this gym 5.5 years ago, I love this gym. I love this training space. This training space has been so incredible. It's been such a challenge, man. I've been bitten by the rattlesnakes and I've been lied to by the vipers out there. But I've had people come and I've changed their lives. I've had employees come and I've changed the direction of their way of thinking. I've had, I've grown myself immensely. And I basically say, it's been nothing short of difficult, so hard, challenging in my personal life, my family, my relationship with my wife. We've been together for 14 years, married together for 14. And it's been really hard because this requires a lot of effort, chasing this thing, and putting all this work. It's hard, but it's like, God, it's exciting. It's just exciting. It keeps every day exciting, like, how can I, like when things are seemingly impossible, seemingly no road ahead, roadblocks every step of the way, failure every step of the way. There's big wins, big losses, small losses, challenges, impossible situations. And it's just so crazy and it's exciting. So that's my third word. Third word is exciting. So it's just to reiterate, these are mine. So it's greatness, leadership, and excitement. It's these things for me personally. Me and my wife, we have our family core values, our top 3 core values for our family. And we have that way of going as well. Like, so it's from the individual to family, because you have to live intentionally. And it's as simple as that. And once you start it, it'll be difficult, but it's simple. Simple, not easy. And it's a practice. You're never going to get it right the first time. You're never going to have it right for the rest of your life. It's a constant work in progress. So that is that. Be as you wish to seem. And how do you wish to seem? If you can figure out how you wish to seem, you might be able to figure out then how to be. And then you should start doing that. So announcements, moving on to the next here. Announcements. I'm a girl dad. I'm saying this a bunch. It's like the main thing in my life right now. Because she's so incredible. My baby daughter is so incredible. She has changed my whole way of thinking of the world, you know, and it's just increased the vibrance and beauty of every moment that I live. And it is crazy, and it's awesome. And I highly recommend. And you know, just crazy. She's 10 weeks right now. So the announcement is just that she's 10 weeks. She's 10 weeks. She can hold her head up. She's looking around. She's smiling because not just because randomly our face is randomly like trying to move and stuff. And like she's moving her arms around intentionally. And it's like, it's crazy. She's double the size that she was when she was born. She was born at like 6 pounds and she's like 10 and a half pounds now. Sorry, a little under 6 pounds. And it's crazy how fast they grow. It's 10 weeks. It's so crazy how fast they grow. And she's just such a darling. And that's the word, really, guys. This is the thing with this, you know? Like, I never thought of the word darling. Like, darling. You know, like, I never thought of that word. I had my baby girl, and the only word that can describe my baby girl, and I know anybody with children will probably say the same thing, is that darling is the word for that kid. Like, darling is the only describer word for how you feel. It's just so darling. And anything else being used as darling, like, is doing a disservice to the word darling. It's like saying things are hilarious when it was just like kind of a chuckle. It's like the same thing. Like, hilarious shouldn't have been used. That was funny. That was comical. But definitely not hilarious. Hilarious is like you laugh until you literally have an aneurysm. That's hilarious. Like, that is like where the disservice is being used. Like, anywhere you're using darling and it's not to describe a newborn baby, you are using that word incorrectly. And that is what it is. That's the only way I can really describe it. I'm just blown away. Every time I see her, I don't know if this goes away. Eventually you just get like used to your kid and you're just like, all right, I got a kid now. And you just like, you know, throw a leash on it and carry it with you. But for me, I just cherish every moment that I'm with her because I'm just fascinated. Like, it just changes your life so profoundly. Like, I kind of tell people this. We had a plan, me and my wife. We're going to start trying to have a kid when we're 30. We did that. I'm 31 now. We have a kid. It was plan. We made the plan. We worked the plan. I knew I wanted to have a kid, you know, and I wanted to have a kid when I turned 30. So this makes sense. That we did this, and I did not know until like I saw that heartbeat for the first time on the ultrasound. You know, wow, this is wild. We're poking a hole in the fabric of reality with a new consciousness, and it was like, you know, effortless to do. And for the rest of the process, not effortless, but to start it off, the spark, you know, kind of fun, really. But like, then you just fucking create this masterpiece, dude. And you see a little heartbeat going and you're like, whoa. And then you look at your baby for the first time when they're born, when they come out of the womb, though. Damn. And they're not even breathing. When a baby comes out of the womb right away, they're not breathing. So the doctor just goes, breathe, bitch, breathe. And the baby just goes, and just fucking comes alive. And it's like, whoa, dude. What the hell, man? You just see this life just come out of this baby. And it's like the most profound feeling, you know? And I looked into it because for me, it was really profound. It was an immediate reality change. You know, an immediate perspective and worldview change. And it was a physical feeling. And I looked into it. It is, you know, this happens in like 30% of men who are in that delivery room, that when they see their baby for the first time, you have an immediate drop, a significant drop in testosterone and a significant increase in prolactin and oxytocin in the brain, which easily, you could say like their caregiver hormones. It's probably so that you don't like eat your kid or something. If you were like hungry in the cave back in the day, like you see your kid, you're like, oh shit, it's an animal. Let's eat it. Because you're in ketoacidosis. Because you're starved. You're starving of carbs. Like you couldn't find any carbs. And so now you see your baby and you're like, oh my God, food. Because you're a caveman. I'm going to eat that. And then like you did for a while until evolution was just like, hey, let's stop eating the fucking babies because you're in ketoacidosis. Yeah, I think that's a lesson. If you're in ketoacidosis and you're in that hyper focused like mode phase where like your body is like in emergency looking like trying to give you whatever it can so that you can go find fucking carbs to put in your body, like you might eat your kid. So and like nature's like, fucking let's try to just do something with this keto freakazoid so that like he doesn't eat his baby. And so I think that basically is, that's basically why you shouldn't do keto. But also, that is just what I think why that happens, I think. And it's crazy. It is crazy. And it's awesome. And it's magic. It's fucking magic. So she's 10 weeks old right now. Oh my gosh. Aria Rose. And if she ever when you come back, if you ever come back and see one of these episodes, future Aria, I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. Way to fucking crush. I taught you well. Mom taught you well. All right. So, my students graduated. So second point here, students graduated. If you guys don't know, I'm a professor out at Maryville University for arts and design. The lead of the program, Scott Angus, shout out. He's a tenured professor out there. He runs the program for arts and design, and they all just graduated. I run this class. It's a practicum class. I teach people basically how to use digital content to build their business in a way that like is not, like a content creator who's trying to just like get more likes, get more engagement. Like the business, how does a business that's not social media use social media to increase their business? More than like, how do you use media as the business that you're trying to build? Because that's kind of, those two things are different. There is a difference between you being a content creator on like Instagram or Facebook, where like your business, you're in the business of content creation on Instagram, Facebook, social media platforms. And then there is a difference between like running a personal training physical facility or gym, or you do like a donut shop or something like that, and content creation on Instagram, Facebook, so that it can help you build that business, because it's not really about building this business. So I do those two things. Because if you go on my Instagram or my Facebook or any of that, you would be like, whoa, dude, you don't have 10,000 followers. Why are you teaching college students about social media? And I'm like, well, I have a successful business that's expanding, and I've used digital content to do it. And I actually make money. That's another thing. I actually make money. Money is being actually made with the content. There's a return on investment when you create a video, and try to teach people the practical use of that, and not the vain, very egotistical, shallow, empty way of doing it on Instagram, which I'd say is probably 80-90% of people who are creating content. It's never going to be you. It's never going to be you, but it's probably 90%. So not you, but it's 90% there, probably, if not more, that are just, not being as they wish to seem, but seeming away and getting really good at it. So that's why I do it. That's why I do it, because Scott Angus is smart, and he was like, this is a successful business owner. Maybe he could run a practicum to actually show these kids how social media can actually be used, and media just in general, online, that can actually help them, like, make money in the future, or help businesses make money in the future, let's say. So that's that. Go to bigfitnessstl.com. Just look through it. Just look through the website and see how the media is being used. It's not perfect. It needs work. I'm not saying I'm a fucking top. I mean, I've got a long way to go, but I'm just saying, like, it's all intentional. It's all planned. It's all meticulously put in, and being used to sell. And it does very well. I heartily, I make small tweaks and changes here and there as we go. But I do it with media. I do it with picture and video. So keep that all in mind. That's not what the podcast is about. So my students are graduating. The reason why I say that is because I gave them 5 points of advice to build the foundation of winning as they left. And I want to share those with you guys. They're real quick, but I think they're useful. Now, again, these are just 5 points I put together quick to, just basically just help guide a person. Like I said, there's infinite things to worry about. There's infinite things to place high level of importance on, right? But you have to simplify it first and prioritize and focus on those prioritizations and stay disciplined to those. Here they are. Number 1, find what you want in life. Your burning desire. Your capitalized. Y-O-U-R, because it's yours. It's no one else's. It has to be your burning desire. Sometimes you'll think of, man, I really want this, but fucking everyone's going to think I'm stupid if I do it, if I try it, if I get after it. And they will. Why? Because it's not their burning desire. If people think you're a fucking idiot for doing the thing you really love, well, fuck those people. Fuck those people. That's crazy. I hope you listening do what you fucking love. And I hope you do it at 100 million miles an hour. Even if it's like knitting sweaters, dude. I will be so fascinated in those fucking sweaters. I would never do that in a million years. I would never sit down and knit a sweater. I'm sure it's really fun. I will never do it. So if you're like, dude, what do you think about this? I'm going to knit sweaters. And I'm going to dedicate my life to it. I would say, fuck yeah. But immediately in my mind, I'm like, that sounds terrible. Don't do that. That sounds so bad. I would never do that. That sounds dumber than shit. That sounds so boring. I would bang my head on a fucking brick wall until I was rendered unconscious. Every day that somebody told me I had to do that for longer than 15 minutes or 5 minutes, maybe even. But I want you to fucking do it. So I ain't going to give you my fucking opinion, but people usually give you their opinion of what the thing is. It's never good. Even if those people, and the worst is if it's somebody that you really love. So find what you want in life. Really find it. Get it down on paper. The 1% of the 1%, they write their goals down on paper and they put them on their person somewhere, on your phone, in your pocket, whatever, but they're on their person. The 1% of the 1%, they don't only hold their goals with them written down somewhere on their person, they can present them. If somebody was like, what are your goals? They also memorize those verbatim from the written form. So have that, do that. Why not? Why not do that? Why not do that? What would be the downside? I always see people roll their eyes like, George, that's crazy. We're not in kindergarten. We don't need to write. I have a brain. Okay. How is that working for you? How is that brain working for you? Every day you have a million things to do and it's literally dragging you like a dog too tired to fucking finish the walk. It's not like, you need to write the shit down. Just opt to not rely on the brain. Don't rely on the brain, better yet. It's like, even if you could, don't do it. That's the way I would look at it. Number 2, don't listen to anyone's opinion as you chase it, no matter how dark or bright it gets on your journey. So this goes, it's your life, right? What do you want? What's the desire? Why is it so important that you get after it? Okay? Do not listen to anybody's opinion. Do not listen to anybody's opinion, especially when you're in what's called the valley of despair. When you're in the valley of despair, dude, the valley of despair, there's a science of success. I think there's 5 phases. It starts with uninformed optimism. You're like, I think I'd love to do a hot dog stand. Look at how much hot dogs that guy's selling over there. That's got to be easy as hell. Informed pessimism, second stage. You basically are like, shit, you start doing it. And then you're like, shit, this is way harder than I thought. You got to buy buns, you got to buy this, you got to be out here all day, you got to figure all this stuff. You start to really see what the thing is. Nothing's easy. Absolutely nothing. Then you go to valley of despair. You start to fail because you started not knowing. Now that you're doing it, you start knowing. And now you're unprepared because it's impossible to be. You're failing like crazy and you're losing. Valley of despair. Valley of despair is where most people quit and they go back to uninformed optimism, like grass is greener on the other side. And then you fucking make your way up. If you can stay there, if you can fight to maintain the line of belief on your goals under any circumstances, you can move to the next, which is informed optimism. Informed optimism is after the Valley of Despair. Valley of Despair is a battlefield. It's a battlefield with yourself. And people that really, really love you do not want to see you in the pain that they're seeing you in. So they give you these opinions. They give you this advice. The advice is, I don't want to see you like this anymore. You should quit. And you know what? Like, you need to fuck that off. You need to just throw that fucking advice away. Thank you. Nod your head. Keep moving forward. Like, they mean best for you. They mean well for you. They want you to win, let's say. But like, you can't listen to it. And it's so easy to listen to, and it's easy to act on because you're in the Valley of Despair, which is incredibly painful. And there's no way to success without without like making it through the Valley of Despair. And you can look, that is literally the term for it. It's the term Valley of Despair, dude. Like, you're down there just failing and not moving a single inch and giving it everything you got every day, day in, day out. The only way out of the Valley of Despair and to get into informed optimism is to change your perspective. Change your view of your situation. Focus on gratitude. That'll bring you present. Like, the belief that you have control of your success. That's it. It's like, believe that you have control over your success with the actions that you take moving forward. Not that they're all going to win, but if you just keep taking action and you just keep planning and you just keep replanning and you just keep executing at half, at 80, at 90, at 100, at 20, of your plan, and you just keep doing that and keep trying to figure it out with the mindset of how can I, like, I can, as long as I live with the fucking perspective that my fucking actions will eventually get me there. And I have control of the actions that I take. And I have the control over the information I consume and the people that I put myself around. And I have control of those things. I can't control the things I can't control, but I can control the things I can control. I'm going to get very, 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 very aware of all of the things that I can control and all of the things that I can't control. And I'm going to stop spending any energy on the non-controllables. Zero energy. So that way, all of my energy is on the fight. And the fight is to maintain belief and act on the fucking things you can control. So like, all of your energy. No energy should be, well, this, well, that. Well, what about this? Well, I can't get to that. Well, like, if that happened, well, if only your excuses do not deserve any of your fucking energy, dude. If you want a thing to fucking come about and you are sitting across the table from me explaining to me why all of these reasons you have are so justifiably the reason why you can't win, well, then guess who's right? You. I can believe in you to the fucking moon and back, but you ain't getting there until you believe you can get to the fucking moon, dude. Like you just know, if you're, well, I need a rocket and I don't know nothing about the rocket. Well, then stop thinking about it. Fuck, dude. But if you want it, then you want it. Focus your energy on the fucking, how can I? That's it. How can I? How can I? That's really difficult. There's a lot of steps there. It's really complex and it takes a long time to learn. How can I? How can I? Well, you either get this or you either get this in life. Which one do you want? Like, both. That's unrealistic. Well, how can I have both? It's not either or, it's both and that way you can you can see what's possible. But why live in in a world where you can't? Like, that's crazy. Number 3, do so much volume and action and reps in the direction of your goals that it would be unreasonable if you would not be successful. This was from Alex Hormozy. Saw that. He gave like his 3 points of advice. So those last 3 were basically Alex Hormozy. I thought they were perfect. They resonate perfectly. And that third one was verbatim. Do so much volume and action and repetitions toward the direction of your goals that it would be unreasonable for you to be unsuccessful. Like, it's all about volume. This is a numbers game. It's not about time. It's about repetitions. How much effort and energy are you putting in on trying to get the practice, trying to run the process, trying to get the reps. If you're doing 1 rep a day, it's going to take you 10 years. If you did 100 reps a day, it would take you less than 10 years. So, like, it's all about reps. What's the volume of reps that you're putting in? And the volume is usually way more than you think it needs to be. That's another Hormozy thing, and it's just also true principle. That's like law. That's like governing law for your life in every area. Number 4, do not give fear a vote in your decisions when you are designing your life moving forward. Fear is good. Follow it, but don't invite it in. Fear is the thing that is present when you are starting to dive into the unknown, when you are starting to get outside of your old habits, when your brain cannot predict what's to come next. Those things are good because it improved you, a bigger you, improved you is a different you, and a different you is not something that your brain knows how to be. And so it's fear to grow. It's a resistance to change. And so what you need to do is you need to not give fear any vote. Fear cannot have a vote. It can be there, and it can say its piece. What would be the word? It can put its 2 cents in. You can listen to fear. You can have, what do you got? What do you got for me? What do you got for me today, fear? Give it to me straight, fear. What do you got for me? But when it comes to the voting booth, bitch ain't registered. Bitch ain't registered, man. Fear's not gonna be able to put a vote. They doesn't make the decision. It can talk on it. Fucking sure. Let me know what you think, dude. I might. Hey, you might get stabbed and lose it. If you don't wear, all right, I'll wear some PPE, some personal protective equipment. I'll wear some dang PPE. If I need to wear some dang PPE, but that's why I would listen to fear, I'd be all right, maybe I will put the PPE on, man, because losing a finger sounds bad, but everyone's gonna think you're stupid. Don't you think that you're not good enough? Aren't you kind of a fraud? Whatever. Aren't you too stupid for that? That's gonna require reading. You're not a good reader. That kind of stuff. Yeah, fuck you. I'm doing it. And if you give me a fact, sometimes I'll look at the facts, somebody else's fear. So you're telling somebody, this is a cliche quote, but a great one. The best way to kill a giant big dream is to tell it to a small-minded person. That's exactly right. Because immediately their insecurities and their fear basically, and their limited thinking is going to immediately project onto your goal. Well, this. This is why you can't. That's why you can't. This is why you can't. That's why you can't. They might even do their best to argue with you so that you change your optimism towards, yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot. You're right. Yeah, I'm stupid. That's right. Yeah, people. Yeah, that's probably right. So, you can't listen to anybody's opinions on shit, but, their opinion is going to be fear-based, and that's fear. That's why you can't let fear in. You got to follow it. It's good, but you can't, it can't come in. It doesn't get a room in the house. It doesn't get a vote. It's not your friend, but it's good. So keep that in mind. Number 5, the last one, confidence comes from knowing you will take the next rep regardless of the last rep's outcome. Not that you will get the outcome you want when you take the next rep. So I put this up on my Instagram the other day. This was number 5. So we kind of talked about this fight to believe that if you never voluntarily quit and you come to love the reps, these reps, all on their own, will eventually result in your favor. You know, that is what we just talked about. You know, confidence. Like, if you haven't achieved great things yet, or you haven't achieved, then where does your confidence come from? If you aren't highly skilled yet at a thing and you need to be and you're working on it, how do you get the confidence to show it for the next rep? So there's this misconception, this thought that confidence comes from knowing that you can get the outcome you want because of the skill that you have. Okay? But a skill comes from constantly doing the same thing, like over and over and over and over and over. So many fucking times that drool's coming out of your mouth and your eyes are fucking bloodshot and you haven't drank water in the last 7 days and you're in the middle of the fucking desert and you're still doing the fucking reps. So where the fuck does the confidence come from when you're in those you're in that situation and you're just tired and you do another rep and you fail and you do another rep and you fail and you do another rep and you suck and your best friend goes, "Why do you keep doing that? You suck." And you put something up on Instagram and no one gives a shit about it and it doesn't go anywhere and you think that Instagram is suppressing you because you're coming up with excuses for why shit doesn't work for you. Like, what? Where is the confidence coming? Like, where in the fuck is the confidence coming? Because you haven't done it yet. You haven't built the skill to predict an outcome because you don't have the skill yet. Nobody does. We talked about this before. You're a baby at one point. Whereas 0, you don't even fucking know how to talk. So how could you possibly have confidence at any point, like from baby to where you are now? How could you ever have confidence if confidence is you being successful in the thing because you're competent in the thing? But competency comes from an incredible level of repetitions, and you have to have the confidence to take the next rep. So where does confidence really come? Confidence doesn't come from your competency or intelligence. Confidence comes from just making the pact with yourself that, like, you are taking the next rep. Like this rep we're doing right now, if it goes nowhere, it's completely fucked, it's shit, I am going to take the next rep, and I'm going to keep doing that no matter how bad it gets. Fuck, it can get bad. I'm going to keep taking the next rep regardless of the outcome of this rep unless something happens involuntarily. Something that I did not voluntarily do makes me quit. Like I get in a car accident, I lose so you can't run on your legs if you lose like your fucking hips down. I don't know how, what you could do. How can I? There's a lot of things you can do, but there are some things that are just like, look, you can't like fucking boom. Okay. And so you got to like change direction. So, okay. So you don't like quit in the process of trying to be the thing, but you definitely stop with the fucking, but you definitely stop with that. You can't do it. So you didn't voluntarily quit. You didn't voluntarily quit. You have to quit that thing because like the life truly forced you to do it. So you have to audit yourself. The things that you quit, are you voluntarily quitting because it's like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm voluntarily quitting or not. Or is it something that like, hey, like this is absolutely what it is absolutely like, as much as like, you get caught up in a fucking, falling into a volcano, like you can really believe that you're getting out, you can be on your way down into the fire and flames. You can think like, how can I, you can do your best to like try to survive that, but you're probably going to die. But, you should probably still on your way down be thinking like delusionally that you can make it out. That would be the best way for you to survive that situation if there was one. Definitely not just being like, well, fuck it and flava. So that's basically it. And that's like kind of was my foundation. So for them, and if you do those things, like it's really the bedrock for your success in my mind. And this is, again, these are always developing, adding, changing. I'm moving them around all the time. There's a lot in there that like I want to continue moving around. That's very chill. Like those 5, I'm going to continue to evolve those. So that's that. And And that's my 5. That's my 5 points there. So topics, guys, got to listen to this. So finishing it off on like science and news stories. Oh my God. AI fitness. AI fitness. Let's talk about AI fitness. Chat GPT. Can AI replace your personal trainer? Can it replace your personal trainer? Does it know all? Can it replace your workout regimen? Do you even have to move anymore? Can AI literally just make you lose weight, gain muscle, look like a Greek god? Probably not. But there are some uses that are good, and then there's some things that I think could possibly be bad. Here's what I'll say I'll just run through this first. Boxrocks.com here has a article on potential positive impacts of AI and potential negative sides. So personalized workout, these are the positives. Personalized workout plans. So like you can have it, like you can put your metrics in if you can give it, the information, all of your information, it can pretty much hash out a pretty good plan for you. Enhanced performance tracking. So if you use like AI software to track it and then project new stuff. For our app uses AI. New feature that just came in. Virtual coaches and motivation. So just like having somebody that's going to be real consistent and there for you all the time. Injury prevention and rehabilitation. AI's role in injury prevention and rehabilitation in the fitness industry is becoming increasingly significant, leveraging advanced predictive analytics and biomechanics simulations to minimize the risk of injuries and aid in effective recovery. This proactive approach not only enhances safety, but also improves the overall effectiveness of the fitness routine. I'd like to know how AI is helping you to deploy the exercises that it gives you. For example, you take a video of yourself, you add it to the AI, right? And then the AI analyzes your form and then gives you a prompt on how you can improve your form for perfect form. Okay, perfect. The thing about people though is that need help with biomechanics is usually they don't know how to activate their muscles. So it's like, hey, just squeeze your bicep, extend the arm, move the hips back, place the weight on the heel. People don't have, like, that seems simple, but people don't have, I've been a trainer for fucking literally 11 plus years. I've owned a gym for 5.5 years, a personal training gym. I've had, I just calculated this, it's thousands and thousands of personal training sessions with hundreds and hundreds of different individuals, from athletes to older population, people 65 plus, special populations, general populations, athletes of all kinds. And I am telling you right fucking now that I can give you a list of exercises and a prompt on how I could increase your form via like a word prompt or even a video demonstration. But everybody like requires some kind of personal touch to help them with their biomechanics. And everybody has a bit of a different form because of the length of their humerus and the length of their ulnar radius, or the length of their femur compared to the length of their spine. Like the proportions of like your segments of your limbs change the biomechanics to make it very difficult for certain people. Like if your legs are shorter than your torso, that happens for some people, or you're, in proportion, or like your legs are like 2/3 of your body and your fucking torso is smaller. Like all of these things affect biomechanics. And sometimes it's impossible to get an individual into quote unquote perfect form. And so you're basically finding when you're a personal trainer there, you're basically trying to find the best possible form, the safest possible form with the range of motion issues, the flexibility issues, and the biomechanical issues, the biomechanical impediments, the balance issues, the coordination issues that they have with the communication between their brain and their fucking body. And you're trying to get them there in a way that like that person just reading a prompt has no clue. And then when they're trying to do those exercises, they can't do them because they can't do them. Like trainers will know this. Like trainers that have been trainers for 3+ years who work with people as their primary number one job, or any kind of coach will know this. That like the biomechanics and movement portions of like exercise for people is bad at first, and it's not the same for anybody. And it's very nuanced in how you communicate with each individual, personal training on how you help them get there, or how you cue them into it. Sometimes it's a physical cue. Sometimes there's no way to get the person to do the biomechanics correctly until you like put them into a situation physically to where they feel those muscles, literally feel them burning. You isolate a muscle to burn it to the fucking brain and send a message, "Yay, bitch, I'm here." And then you say, you know that muscle we just burned? Try to think about squeezing that. Try to think about getting that burn again, like while you're doing this movement. Things like that like an AI just absolutely will not be able to do. Like it just doesn't matter. And like that's basically the case. Injury prevention and rehabilitation, I'm just not sure with that. Because also with the brain, when somebody breaks their leg, that's their bad leg, especially with like, and PTs will know this. PTs will know this, and if any of them are listening, they'll get this. They'll nod their head. That's 100%. And that is that, like, when it comes to rehabilitation and like a injury of any kind that's significant and takes you out and was painful all the way through when it happened, through the recovery, et cetera, becomes your bad leg. And now it's a mental thing. It's like, my knee is unstable. It's my bad knee. This is my bad leg. And I had a person who was one time, back when I was 24 years old, a client, she had a walking impediment. It was a limp that she had developed. She had a bad ACL tear when she was in high school. And then she was 46 when she saw me. She healed perfectly from that. No pain, no damage left, but still limped on it all the way until she was 46. It created all of these movement impediments. And it took maybe about 2 years of 3 sessions a week and just doing like very monotonous, like weighted walking, step up, different types of dynamic walking movements, and all sorts of stuff in her body, to like try to get those. And we fixed up a lot of those, but I mean, like, that was all based on the mind, not the injury. So, I don't know if maybe the AI can find a way to like, get into the person's mind and understand that like the prompts are being generated by a person who is being impacted by the trauma of the injury. So like the prompts are not going to be probably accurate enough for the AI to get an actual idea. This takes like a person hearing you say your bullshit and being like, yeah, I see, I hear what you're saying, but I see how you're saying it, and like that takes somebody who's skilled in what they do to kind of get that communication that's not verbal. I don't know how the AI would get that. And rehabilitation program, let's see, and then accessibility and inclusivity. So I think that's right. Everybody has available. AI is the most powerful thing that exists right now. AI is the most powerful thing that exists in the planet so far, like outside of the human brain. AI is, and this might like be like better than the human brain at some point. I don't really know. As soon as like AI can take a fucking horseback ride on a light beam. I don't know, but whatever the fuck any of that quantum computing shit means. But in any case, like, AI is the most powerful thing. If you're not using AI in every single possible way that makes sense, like, you're gonna fall behind. And I just feel like that's the case. Be careful also, because like, you don't know who's running that AI. But in any case, okay, so accessibility and inclusivity. Adaptive fitness program. This is available to you for free in most cases. Available to you for free. The most powerful thing to ever exist is in the pocket of your jeans. Take it out and you can rule the world with this AI. I mean, it's incredible. So like, don't get me wrong, but those positives were okay. Let's see what they say about the negatives. Loss of personal touch. I like how the first one for this article was like personalized workouts, and the second one was like loss of personal touch. So AI continues to permeate the features, permeate the fitness industry. One significant concern is the potential decline in the demand of human trainers and the consequent impact of personal interaction. I don't think that's going to be the case with Ozempic and AI. Actually, I believe that personal trainers will be sought out more often. And the reason is because people aren't looking for just cardio anymore. They can do that on their own. They're looking for strength training that they can basically maintain or at least retain some of the muscle they're losing from Ozempic, because it's a lot of muscle loss that's happening, and that's not good. And then the AI is not really going to be able to teach you how to actually move your body through those movements, through like the strength movements that are actually sort of invasive, and you do want to try to have somebody guide you into form where you are right now that's as safe as possible. So I mean, I've only seen an increase in sales for personal training and the desire for it. I'm in a local market. I don't know what the total is. My guess is it's growing, and my guess is it's going to continue to grow. It'll be a while. It'll be a while before personal trainers are out of business. I wouldn't worry about that. If you are an open access gym where people just come in and they just work out in the equipment, and you don't offer like any kind of like one-on-one human interaction experiences or services, I think that your industry is going to, you should still have the open access, but you really need to push into one-on-one, small group training, and even like one-on-one. I feel like one-on-one is really going to blow up, because it really is going to require like some real personal attention. Like I said, so I don't see that going anywhere. Classes might dwindle, but my guess is like classes will still be pretty good, because there's an instructor. There's an instructor there, a human instructor who can actually talk with people. People are going to get so fed up with like talking to AI robots all the fucking time with everything in their life, so it's like, and also here's another point on this. Here's the most negative part of it. The whole thing with like the AI is like, you are not going to be able to use AI to do anything, like actually do anything, like the real stuff. You can't clean your house. It can't cut your hair. It can't make your body actually fit. It can't show up to you at the track at 5 a.m. so that there's somebody to hold you accountable. It can't. It's not a person. It's not a thing. It can't hold you accountable. It can't hold you accountable. You don't care to lie to the AI. You don't care about the AI. The AI is not a person. Even if the AI was smarter than a person, you don't care about its opinion. You never will. Nobody will care. That's why AI is going to be like, there's going to be AI sex robots, because it's like, oh, I can abuse this fucking sex robot. You know what I mean? Just Google it or DuckDuckGo or whatever you got. It's probably already happening. Some kind of AI sex robot that just like has a conversation with you while you fucking like make it live in a cage or something, whatever weird shit you're up to. Like, that's probably already happening. It's just going to continue happening like that. You don't care about the AI. And the main thing with these human services is there's a person, there's another human being. So it's going to blow that. That's never going to go. I don't think that's going to go away. I don't think no matter how good AI gets, no matter how good robots get, like any kind of human service is going to stick around. It's going to stick around. Will you use AI to be a better human service? But like 100%. But the human services, I think they're going away. Could be wrong. But like my projection would be ain't going away. Impact on personal interactions. We talked about that. The hybrid approach. This thing could also give you like shit information because your prompt is garbage. So like using AI, if you're not skilled in prompting AI, like you might just be getting bad advice. Because you used like one word off. Like your prompt had like one word that was off, or you had one piece of information, and like you're not a skilled professional. Imagine this, and imagine this. It's like this. Imagine if I was like, hey, I need brain surgery, right? Like I need brain surgery. I need a surgery in my fucking brain. And that requires like a human to do it. Like it's not an operation that like a robot can do. Maybe in the future robots will take this. So maybe this example isn't great, but for the sake of the thought experiment, you need a fucking brain surgery, right? You need a brain surgery, and you're looking for a brain surgeon. You're probably going to want a brain surgeon who has done 1 million brain surgeries, who has just like spent unimaginable amount of hours practicing, brain surgery stuff, actually, with like real ass shit. They were in there, they were doing it. And they have like a second nature depth of understanding of like every single fucking, because there's no error rate, like no room for error, not even as big as a sliver of a fucking, God, fucking needle. You can't even fucking one off, and like that person doesn't even know the ABCs anymore when you're done. You're going to want somebody who has an incredible amount of experience, practical experience, somebody who busts their ass and has competence, merit, but it took the action. You're not going to want the person who is like, I can do the brain surgery. I have AI. AI can tell me everything there is to know, every detail. Let's say for the sake of this thought experiment, that AI can literally tell you every single fucking thing, every detail that you would need to know, that the fucking brain surgeon who has been doing it for 20, 30 years or whatever has to keep up with. You can get all of that information right fucking now, and it can be downloaded into your fucking skull in a matter of seconds. Now you got, boom, you have this incredible tool that gave you the knowledge of brain surgery, everything you would need to know, all the way down to the process of the fucking surgery. You are not going to get anybody who wants you, even if you know all that shit and you know it. You can recite all that information verbatim because you've memorized it like a fucking loon bag. Nobody is picking you over the dude who's done it for 30 years. Nobody. Even if you have better test scores than this guy, nobody's picking you over them. Why? Because it doesn't matter what you fucking know. It's a matter of what you can physically do with what you know. And AI cannot induce this physical part of it, this action part of it, this practical experience part of it, this practical fucking, I'm going to literally watch you, teach you, guide you, and run you through actual experiences in the real world to give you the thing. And that's why fitness is not going to be, when it comes to like human services, fitness is, though, specifically is not going to be, because AI can't give you the abs, bro. AI can't give you the weight loss. Ozempic can't give you the muscle. And the fucking, and the hormones that all the dudes are taking right now for muscle, that's not going to give you better health, let's say. All of these things like that are just like the get rich quick, the shortcuts. You're paying the price. You're paying it in your health and the just the longevity of I guess your capabilities, how you feel, quality of your life. So I think that's basically it. Then they say like data privacy concerns, so that's definitely an issue. Vulnerability of data breaches, 100%. Inadequate data handling consent. So basically what I was talking about before, regulatory compliance and ethical practices, building trust through robust data governance. I think like right now, like ChatGPT seems to be like the Democrat. That's like the Democratic, like liberal AI. Where it'll just say all the worst things about Trump and like all of the fucking Democrats, not a single bad thing. There couldn't be. It's impossible. How could it be? And then the same thing, the Grok AI is like the Republican AI, the one that'll like tell you to get fucked. The one that'll tell you to go fuck your sister or something just to be mean to you. You know what I mean? Like the Grok one is just like, it's like I'll fucking put American flag up on my fucking pickup truck, bitches. You know what I mean? And that's just a thought. That's just like, I don't know why I just have that thought. But anyways, I mean, I would use either one. I don't really care. I currently use ChatGPT right now. Every single day I use ChatGPT. And they have this new thing now where ChatGPT can fucking surf the web for you. As soon as you can make an agent, like an actual agent, get the fuck out of here. So I'm staying up to date with that stuff. I do the paid version because it's so incredible. It's so useful. It's an incredible tool. And if you leverage it correctly, you're gonna win. And then fucking, oh shit, what was I saying? Okay, yeah. And so that's why I use that. I just don't want to move over. I'm already set up with ChatGPT. I didn't know there was going to be this weird political, but I should have known that there was going to be a Republican in an AI, and there was going to be a Democrat in an AI, and China was going to do like a fucking weird spy AI that was going to like get in your fucking bedroom and like fucking steal your kids' toys and shit. Like, so I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know there was going to be that, but I guess like some more surprises to come. But yeah, I think there's that, and then the over-reliance on technology. Like at the end of the day, guys, it comes down to this. Do the work. Do the work. Go do the work. You know, the thing that's hard that you want to accomplish, you know, when it gets hard, yeah. When reality meets expectation, this is what hard feels like. Keep moving forward. And, you know what, there's a bunch more here. Economic impact on trainers, I don't really think that's a negative. Shift towards specialized and high-volume services need for new skills and adaptivity. Yeah, 100%. And this is sort of what I was saying. I don't think that there's going to be much change with like AI affecting, you know, like fitness trainers, at least for the time being. So, I mean, if they get robots, like real crazy human brains that like really feel real, and they can really manipulate you in a way that makes you feel like they're real, maybe. But we're so far away from that, I mean, I don't even know if that's possible. So, but if that happens, maybe you could do that. I don't know. But if you have an AI robot that fucking dope and it's training you, I mean, you're also probably paying an incredible amount of money, more than you would pay like a fucking personal trainer anyways. So yeah, that's that. So that's AI fitness. That we'll keep updating you on shit as shit comes, but I just want to read one on that. So that's that. At the end of the day, also, if you're looking for who makes the best programs, let me tell you my opinion on the best fitness programs, the best exercise regimens, dude. You ever see those fitness instructors, you ever see those fitness influencers who are like the most effective science-based workouts right here? Download them, the PDF. The most effective, the most efficient workout programs based on the best science that life can give you. And they're gonna fucking change your life. This back squat, this fucking barbell back squat, let me fucking tell you about this fucking barbell back squat. It's gonna change your fucking life. When you get in the fucking gym, which is a garage, when you get into the fucking garage and you fucking dust off the fucking grime that's on that barbell and you learn how to do it perfectly and you do it, you're gonna change your fucking life. It's gonna change you because it's the science-based exercise program. It is the fucking science-based. They're the most effective. I am St. Louis's premier trainer. The premier trainer with the premier program. Look, that's funny. I hope people stop doing that because it kind of makes you, it's like, you ever just get nauseous because you see something disgusting? It's like that repulsive. So in my mind, here's the thing. Nobody is going to make a better program than the one that you just actually do. Like the one that you actually do. I could have fucking Tom Brady put together like this is, or whatever. Like your athlete. Who's the athlete you really just fucking, God, you just admire that athlete. And they're your coach now. And they create the perfect program for you. Like, look, if you don't do it, the program, how it's written, it'd be a very small percentage of you who would do that. Then that program is worthless. That program is worthless. And so at the end of the day, the best program is the one that you actually do. So that's anything right now that is at minimum what you can complete fully and stay consistent with. So if you start that program and it's 7 days a week and it's 2 hours a day and you have to do it after your 12-hour shift of working as a nurse and you can't even see straight and you're like probably going to fucking fly off the interpass or the interstate and because you can't even see straight, but you're meant to go to the gym and do 2 hours because the program states you don't make it. Well, it looks like the program doesn't work and looks like the efficient, effective, science-based Accreditation doesn't fucking matter at all. At all. So you need to figure out how to do it. It's not a matter of knowing what the best, most effective exercises and workout program is. What do you enjoy doing when you move your body, and how often are you doing it, and how consistent, and what kind of length of time are you capable of maintaining? That's it. That is the best program. That's the best program that exists. And I can't write it before I meet you. Nobody can. Nobody can write it before they meet you, and nobody can write it before they know you for a while to help guide you into it. That's it. That's the best program. Or you just figure it out on your own, and there's a lot of failing to go. So it's going to take integrity, grit, focus, and you're going to have to prioritize, how do I show up to this dang workout? You know, and the more complexity you add to it, the less likely you'll do it. Not because you're a shitbag. You're busy. You have other life priorities. Like you're a singer, songwriter. I don't know what you're doing. You're a welder. You have multiple kids. Whatever your thing is, you got it a life. You know, you can't spend 20 hours in the fucking gym every week. You know, like just trying to learn how to become effective and efficient at this shit. So I get it, but you're definitely not doing it right day one. So that's what you're going to have, or get a coach. Or get an accountability partner. That's going to be the best way. How do you execute? Not what do you need to do? How do you actually go do a thing? And that's it. So that'd be my best piece of advice for that. So that's the best possible program, guys. AI is not gonna be able to help you with that. Science, vaccines causing PVS long term, resulting in decreased levels of fitness and health. Let's take a look. Vaccines, dude. Oh, damn, did he say it? Fuck, he said it, didn't he? He said the word. You guys ever, get into a conversation with anybody and say vaccines lately? Just say the word and just see if their fucking eyes roll behind the back of their head before you even fucking say what you were gonna say about the vaccine. It's been my favorite thing to do lately. Don't take a stance on it. Just be like, yeah, man, I got a kid and we went for our vaccine. And no, don't even say the kid. Don't even say the kid. But just be like, oh, man, did you hear about the vaccines? Hey, man, the vaccines, you hear about them? Like you see what the CDC is doing with the vaccines? You see, just whatever. You see what RFK is saying about the vaccines? Just, oh, fuck. People's fucking head, their eyes just fucking roll back of their head. Something possesses them. I call it a conversational landmine. This didn't quite happen until 2020. In 2020, a really interesting thing happened in conversation where it was like these landmines were inserted. And so what I mean is you're having a conversation with somebody, you've known them forever. You've known them for a long time. Like you've been good friends with them even. Shit, man, you guys go way back. And you're having a conversation with them and you're like, dude, yeah, man. And yeah, did you hear about the vaccines? And then they just fucking, dude, and they can't even control. It's like, I don't know if it's like a brainwash thing. And I'm not taking, look, here's my thing on it. I'll say in a second, my thoughts on vaccines. But dude, there's no more conversation that you're having with that human that you've known for so long. Now you're having a conversation with something else, and it's just an emotional state. It's an emotional character that's meant to be played. It's like, this thing that's been drilled into my fucking head through all the fucking media that I consume at fucking copious amounts every day. And then when you get in your fucking, you just see the veins and the body starts to you see the body just starts to fucking convulse a little bit and trying to fucking, the vaccines are so fucking bad, I can't fucking, all these idiots, they're fucking taking the cap, they're taking the fucking vaccines, what fucking dumb fucks. The fucking government's fucking making us autistic. Fuck. God. Yeah. Jesus with the fucking shit. So I have a kid. I told you it's 10 weeks old. We just did the first round of vaccines, the first 7. This is my favorite joke. My favorite joke right now with the vaccines. And my wife would hate me for saying this. But I just think it's funny. Because I'm I did a lot of research on it. Because here's my thing, is my baby is the most precious thing to me. Darling. She is my darling. She is the reason, and I didn't know that till 10 weeks ago. She's the reason why I'm doing anything, ever. 100%. I'm going to be an example for her. That's my thing now. My main thing is to just be my success and me being in the act of being successful and being the person that's required, that I will be required to be successful, will be the person she observes. And so she will then model that behavior and be successful. It is up to me to actually do the thing. And that is for my kid. So the best thing for my kid is to do the best thing for me. And that is it. That's the most impact I'm going to have on my kid, is just being the example. Like I am definitely going to fucking research hard the chemicals that are being put into my baby. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care of your opinion. I don't care of your research or your knowledge of how much research has gone into vaccines. I don't care how much the measles have been taken care of or got rid of polio or what. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about that. I think it's great. I think vaccines are good. I'm going to research. I'm not taking your word for it. I'm not taking your word for it. You know, I'm sure the vaccines are great. I'm not taking your word for it. And people will fucking be like, you're crazy, dude. You're insane, dude. You're a fucking lunatic. You've lost your mind, dude. You went fucking loopy. You're a conspiracy theorist. Look, what? What? No, dude. I really care about my child, and I don't not taking your word for it. I don't trust you. I don't trust that fucking, that doctor. I don't trust the pharmaceutical companies. Hell no, I don't trust not on their face. I don't. You shouldn't either. Fucking Christ. I don't trust what AI has to say. I don't care what some of the Google research. I'm going to read the studies, dude. And I did. I read through a lot of them. I read through a lot of the different databases. I didn't read through the entire fucking thing. I read through the abstracts, so I got an okay idea. I went far back, about 10 years of research that's been compiled. And, you know, the thing that I find odd is that there's a lot of research out there. Most research, if not all the research, is just showing like massive benefits, winning, benefits. But no like real adverse effects, like almost no adverse effects, almost virtually no side effects, no issues, you know? Just recently, the COVID-19 vaccine has been related to like increased infant death syndrome, like by a huge stretch. So they're basically linking it to COVID-19, and they're connecting it to 2020. Since 2020 up, it's just like in correlation. I don't know if that's there's any truth to that. I saw that in like, as I was just researching through all of the different, databases that I was going through. And I just didn't dive into that. I was looking more for like how vaccines impact your fitness. And basically what is being shown is that like long term, these vaccines, basically they create this syndrome. It's post-vaccine syndrome, PVS. And it basically has some of the most common chronic symptoms of PVS include exercise intolerance, exercise fatigue, brain fog, insomnia, dizziness. That develops shortly after vaccination. Within a day or two, can become more severe within days, or it can just continue to persist. So some people just have like that long COVID, but like it's just the vaccine version of it. Yeah. So look, this is what I'm saying. There's a risk in anything you do. No such thing as a guarantee. So I'm okay with taking the risk because I don't want my kid to get fucked with diseases, but I want to know what that risk is. And it's just really hard to find. You really got to look for it. And it's just virtually, none of it's out there. And then when you go into the doctor's office and you ask them, hey, what are the negative side effects? What are the risks to taking these? They look at you like you're a fucking vile, disgusting piece of shit for questioning the almighty industry of pharmaceuticals. Like, they look at you like you are a fucking piece of complete garbage shit, dude. And then they talk to you that way. And that's crazy. And that is the thing for me. It's like, why do you think people are conspiracy theorists around this? Like, why do you think that they would link autism to this shit? Why do you think it goes so viral when RFK goes around and talking about it? Because you're fucking sketchy, dude. You're fucking sketchy as fuck. That's why. That's why they are. It's your fault. If they're so good and verifiably, this is the one thing in life, all the vaccines, zero risk. It's like 0.00. They will just say this, virtually no risk. They'll say virtually no risk. 7 fucking different vaccines going into my fucking 10-week-old baby at one time. Like virtually no risk. Okay. What are they? Is that crazy to ask? Is that like a controversial thing to ask? I don't think it is. We gave the fucking kid the vaccine. The joke was, by the way, the joke is, fuck, I kind of went through it already and fucked it up. But basically, I would just, because I don't really, we made the decision we're going to give all the vaccines to the kid. You know, I mean, when I say we made the decision, it was like a unilateral 100%. Like Caitlin, my wife, she's in the medical industry, like, and she's just like, dude, kids getting all the vaccines, dude, you're an idiot. And I'm like, well, I'm not an idiot. I just want to research it. And so I did. I researched it and I dug down into it and we took the risk, but I'm still unclear of what the risks are. And that's what's crazy. And I spent a lot of time diving into it and I'm just still unclear of what the possible risks are. And there are risks. And if you think that there's risk to taking ibuprofen, there's risk to taking, you know what I mean? If they're small and insignificant, that's fine. What are they? And you as a parent, definitely a new parent, deserve to know. And you're not crazy, a conspiracy theory or a Republican. If you ask, what are the fucking possible side effects to these vaccines? And if you decide, I don't want to take that risk over the other risk, that's your fucking decision as a fucking parent. Because it's your child. And that thing means, and just in my experience, that thing means more to me than your fucking shitty opinion. So, and if I gave you my opinion, then your decision for your kid is way better than my shitty opinion. So that's how it should be dealt with, I think. But it looks like it's fucking people up when it comes to fitness, and it's like it's kind of pushing them off. It just looks like basically the study came from, these studies are showing these negative health effects with people taking vaccines. Yale News. There's a study done over there at Yale. Listen to immune symptom and treatment experiences. Now listen study. So you can literally go through this data study. There's a bit right here through this research that's being presented here. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I just wanted to talk a little bit about vaccines because vaccines are funny. Just waiting for the autism to set into my kid now. She seemed like she was doing all right. So if she has fucking autism, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. If she has autism, I'm gonna go to BlackRock and slap a chicken, dude. Because like BlackRock owns all the chickens. Okay, so that's that. That's that, guys. Vaccines, good or bad? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? All right, science, went through that. All right, news stories. This one's funny. We're going to end on this because it's 1:33. So news stories. Check this out. I don't really have anything great today, but a product. News and stories. So it's not like news stories, but news and stories. But I got a story for you. Here's mine. I am regularly getting these advertisements for like fitness stuff to like make fitness easier for your life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, no need to do cardio anymore. Just like get this fucking weird shaker thing. Most effective thing studied a million, like your dream body in under 30 days, guaranteed. No effort, no sacrifice. Here's the thing. All you need is this thing. And I love that. So I'm always getting this dumb shit. Whatever. Any case, I got this one. It was this. So here it is. And I'll put a short up so that you guys can see this. But okay, this thing is being advertised to me in a promoted ad. It is a door neck traction device. So a door neck traction device. Now, this neck traction device is basically a harness that you put around your head from like the back of your cranium to your fucking jaw, and you bolt it to your ceiling, and then you legit hang from your fucking neck. You're hanging from your neck. And the idea is that, I mean, this is like some this is like some pseudoscience, like fucking chiropractor crazy shit here. I mean, this is what you go to a chiropractor. Chiropractors are buying this shit, dude. They're hanging you from the ceiling by your fucking neck with this to line up your cervical curvature, your spine, decrease tension in your upper back and your shoulders. God damn it, folks. God damn it. This is fucking hilarious. I wonder if I could play a clip on this. So basically, these folks are like, they're outside, they're in the park, and they're basically just putting this thing around their head and neck, and then they're hanging their bodies. So they're literally hanging by just their head. And then they're just doing like wiggles, and they're fucking, people are walking by in the park just going, what the, is that guy dying? Did he hang himself with a noose? They look like as they go by, and they're like, buy this to decrease tension. I would say that's the last thing you should do to fucking ever try to. This is the problem, is that if you can get an influencer big enough to promote this fucking garbage, like people will start buying it. It was like when Kim Kardashian was doing that like waist trainer, and everyone was fucking buying it. And literally the science shows negative impact to strengthen the core because you're increasing thoracic pressure, thoracic stability around your thoracic spine by adding compression, decreasing total calorie burn, decreasing the total amount of effort needed to do the workout. The workout is easier because you have artificial support in the spine and core. So you actually do less, but it hides your belly. So that was really the genius of it. But they're saying that using thermodynamics, they're burning belly fat. That doesn't exist. But she sold so many of those. And I think even to this day, if you put somebody who knows exercise physiology, the science of exercise, has lived in that shit for their life and has unimaginable fucking amount of results in helping people win in fitness, and you put them up against fucking Kim Kardashian, and you have them fucking debate on some kind of debate stage live on TikTok, I guess, because that's the only place where people will fucking tune in, like, or I guess also Twitter. Kim Kardashian to win that. So that's the problem. And so like, this might be who knows, you know, if they get the right influencer here and they get the money, I think you're going to see a lot more people in the park hanging themselves by their neck here to get rid of neck tension. So, and maybe more in the hospital. Maybe more motherfucking people in the hospital. Let's see what the price of this fucking thing is. Let's see. How much does this go? Dude, $39.99. And right now, say 50% off. If you buy right now. Limited time. Who'd have thought? It's perfect. It is perfect timing because this is a limited time offer. There's limited stock and it's almost over. Tight inventory, wouldn't you have it? Only 6% of items left in stock. You're like, I mean, better buy it. I mean, there's only so many. And fucking this deal only lasts, you know, until I come back 100 years from now because it's a gimmick and complete bullshit. I love this stuff. Some of this stuff works. But I couldn't believe it popped up. I was like, really? Wow, this is where we're at. So, hanging your neck. Like we said, this is the name of the website. So they're just selling shit that like people are crafting in their shed and selling to chiropractors. So that's that. Kind of funny shit, guys. The world is wild out there, okay? The world is wild. And, you know, it's a wave. Life is a wave, and we're just riding it, and fucking it feels good, baby. So that was the next one. I did a long one today. I don't know. I had a lot to say, I guess. I had a lot to fucking say. There's a lot going on. So thank you for listening. Thank you for jumping into the podcast. I'm going to keep doing these solo podcasts. I'm going to keep doing them. I'm going to try to get better at them. I'm going to try to find better sources for information, for better news. I'm going to talk on it. like I was doing now. I'll give you some updates. We'll talk about different topics in fitness. If you have any topics or anything that you think is interesting, you want to send it to me, at the email or direct message me through the Instagram. It's right down at the bottom of the description. But thank you for listening to the podcast. Always remember, think big, live better, and God damn it, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for listening. Peace.